Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to the Legend of Bumbo. So I'm playing as the Lost and I'm here at the end. What occurred here is I got a lot of charges and reduced the charges of the charged spells instead of focusing on mana spells. Now I do have a mana spell here that gains +1 damage per room, which that can certainly help in this first part of this fight. There's still a lot of room for failure. Notice I have like 59 coins right now, and I can skip the chapter and get another 10 coins, so we are potentially going to get to 99 coins. What would really suck then is if the game locked or did something different. I did spin to increase the stats of puzzle matching once because I just had so much coins, mostly because I was able to use the extra reward at the end of the combat over and over again after each room. But that would only really work with the Lost and his little ghost tiles and nothing else. I also had a trinket that might have added poison to enemies, but it never worked once. Also, I've seen spells here that were supposed to add wilds, and they didn't seem to add wilds for the Lost either. They only seem to add curses. So, add an extra reward. Let's skip and add an experimental. This experimental will add 1 to our stat, which gains us health. Interesting. Well, that's crazy. So now we have a full heart on top of the cross, which I was not thinking that it could give us plus HP. I got that experimental right before this fight anyway, so it wouldn't have really mattered. Since penetrative attack is 0, we should do that now, although arguably I shouldn't do it until I do this, but do that. So we're at like 69 coins. We'll probably get that charged at least one more time to get to like 79 coins, and then any extra on that would get us probably 15 coins on that, so you're talking 80 or 94, can't do the math. I have 2 9-volt batteries that adds moves as trinkets also on kills. So with the penetrative attack, I'm going to definitely try and kill as many flies as possible. And I think your number of moves was 3 when you started. Now, I have been trying to cheat on this character quite a bit, exiting out if it looks like I'm going to lose. But I've actually not succeeded very well at even cheating, because this game will automatically go to the opponent's turn when you run out of moves. And so, if you don't see it fast enough, you don't have time to potentially exit out and cheat anyways. What I wanted to make is a tooth match and a green match, because that will let me charge up my damage first. So we'll just throw that there. Also, if I can get some yellows, that would be great, because then that gives me the move tiles 1 to the right, which that is also proven to be somewhat useful. But yeah, this first move not going particularly well, as far as not being able to pull off the matches I would like. Let's do that. And see, there's your instant hit problem. So I kind of would have needed a poop hit. That gives us an extra move, but from that it would be very difficult to line things up. Let's see. Like with 4 moves I can line up a charge here. They are doing this whole poop thing too, so unfortunately it's still a really high chance of failure. There's just no getting around it. Extra move for doing that. There we have increased damage. Did we really need increased damage against this guy? Well, I guess arguably no, because the increased damage doesn't really do much for you. Also, +3 movements and random mana. We'll charge that, we'll charge that, we'll do this. We'll hit those two, which gives us extra moves, which is probably a mistake. I should have probably just smashed the face, because that didn't do damage there. Here we now have a protective poop move, so now things are turning around better, and that brings a higher chance of safety. We'll match teeth here and do 3 damage there. We need a green if we were going to do anything else, and we don't see a green as it's lined up. So, really don't have anything lined up. In 2 moves I should be able to match something, but I'll be darned if I really can't. Alright. Guess you don't inherently need poop at the moment, so I guess what we should look for is there something we could move to the right? Because we do have 5 yellows. So if we move this to the right, if we move this back, and we did this. And we're just kind of like desperately just trying to get a match to line up anything else. Even though that poop doesn't do anything for us, and we're at like 5 poop mana extra. We don't have a spell that does anything with the poop mana anyways. There we go. And see, this is the danger, is that right there I very possibly could have taken a fatal blow. I think that charges everything up. More extras at the end of the room. Penetrative shots. So do I want to hit this guy and do 3 again? Or do I want to get more moves? I think I want to hit this guy. We'll go ahead and just throw something at that. That increases our damage more. Not that we really needed to increase our damage. If anything, we should be focusing on possibly getting health. If we could give 4 hearts in a row, that would be all I would ask for, really. Let's see. Guess you do this, and then you do this. We'll go and hit that, so that leaves things open. But I really need poop at this point, because look at that. That would have lost the game for me completely. I have no idea if there's a poop in this row at all, but we can make that match and see. Extra moves. Move that way. Move down here. Move down here. Move here. So you can do 8 damage here, but it's only going to count as 1. If we had anything else to do, we would do it. We have only 3 hearts, so there's nothing there. We can make this match, or we could make this match. Didn't do that. That gives me 4 moves to the right. But what I really need is poop. So you do this, move this once to the right. Oh. And see the little exclamation mark here on the head means it'll have extra movements, which means we've lost. So let's exit and let's start the fight over again. Really a lot of loading here to get to that point. Okay. First move would do that. Hit him for 2. For 3 moves, I probably can't get a super poop charge ready. But I also can't do a green. Right. There we go. So unless this penetrative shot gives me an extra move, you immediately get hit. And that probably isn't the way you want to go. So you need that first hit protection. I didn't take the stat change either, which, you know, me getting extra life instead of extra moves. Yeah, an extra move is way more useful in this case. And the layout's the same. It's worth mentioning that too. This isn't changing. Okay. So you do this. Set up this. Unless you're getting an extra move there. And even if you were getting an extra move, what you would have needed to do is probably this, this, and this. And then that would have given you an extra move. Desperately want a super poop, but not getting it. Okay. Yellow to the right here is probably not terrible. Yellow to the left there is probably not terrible. How important would it be to move this over this way? Probably not that important. Could we get enough moves potentially to... Well, what we would want right now is a teeth attack. Can we do a teeth attack? One here, down. One here, down. I would give it extra teeth, actually. So let's do this. It's weird you get this extra sound effect. I have one more to the left I can do. You get this like extra sound effect when you're moving things. Alright. If we did this, then this, then this. There we go. Move this down. Move this down. And before we do this, let's do a penetrative attack here. That's going to spawn 3 enemies, potentially to give me 3 new moves. Increase our damage to 3 for what little that's worth. We would like poops. If we could do that. But even though there's only 4 hidden things here, that is still kind of confusing the issue, I guess. How can we line up things as a matter of safety? Let's just do this. And then do this. And just try our very best to have everything line up. Is there another move I would prefer to take instead of this? Nope. I should have counted better. So another poop. Hit this guy with a bone. Don't get a move. Hit this guy with a bone. Don't get a move. A lot of mess here. A lot of visual confusion. I guess if we move this, this clears up a lot. And then I guess if we did this, that would clear up more. And if we did that, that would clear up more. Hit that. Okay, we're in now a very better position. And maybe some of that has, maybe everything about that really has to do with the fact that we have an extra move. Now it doesn't matter what we match. If we get a green, that would prevent him from attacking. So I can see doing that. That'll save us a little bit. But the extra damage, I mean, you can take it since there's no reason not to take it. It doesn't cost you anything, but let's see. Move that over. And move this over. And this is going to be a 7 plus kind of, because you're going to have 4 of these this way when I rotate it around, and 4 of these this way, so that would count as 8 in my book. You would think that there would be an achievement around that, but Actually, there isn't. Him doing curse. I don't think that matters so much. I have 2 yellows, so now would not be the time to use a yellow. Extra moves. Take note, I'm at 79 now. If I got one more 10 coins, I'd be at 89. That would feel like, at that point, even if you're getting just like 11 coins at the end of the fight, that you would, at that point, be at 99 coins, or even above 99 coins. I'm kind of hoping that there isn't an achievement around that, though. It's not that hard of a task if you get really, really lucky and play enough, but it's a difficult enough task that could irritate a lot of players. Although, this game feels like it's very much in line like The Binding of Isaac, where there are just some crazy achievements that 99% of all players are not going to accomplish, and that's just the way the game is made. Alright. We have like no poops at all, and a poop protection would be nice compared to just trying to attack a couple more times. Darn it. More and more my fingers are just stuttering on these, though. Alright, well. If I was gonna try and get another charge, though, like, it's not a high chance that I get another charge before I win. So at 79 coins right now, if I get 15, I'm probably not gonna hit 99. But I have been getting the extra reward at the end of each combat multiple times, so maybe I would. Regardless, I want this poop protection. And could I make any other matches as this is set up? Just trying to figure out which of these moves would probably be the best move. And so what would be crazy is if the 2 flies on the edges attacked me. But see, he has that extra attack. And so there was definitely a danger there. Extra rewards, extra movement. Not really so much to do otherwise, though. You don't want to line up curse tiles and accidentally cause a curse on yourself. Let's just win. So maybe we don't get to 99, maybe we do. No, we got to 102. Interesting that you can actually go over 99, because I would have thought it would have limited you at that point. Now, I have said in the past it probably would be nice if you increase your odds of unlocking more items, or just increase your odds of unlocking items based on the number of coins you ended with. But let's go and skip that. I don't think any of that really plays. Of course, if they were gonna do like they do with the Binding of Isaac and add a bunch more content to this, you could see that in a future update where having more coins has some value. But if that was the case, there would be kind of a overlapping or keeping of coins. So now the negative is now unlocked in the basement, which that's the weapon the Lost was using, the penetrative attack. And that item, whether that's Holy Mantle or a different item, is now unlocked in the Halls of Belial. And now some kind of vomit or extra vomits and extra poops is unlocked for Bumbo the Stout. So we unlocked like 3 things there. But neither one of them, none of those unlocked an achievement. Interesting. And that still took like 26 minutes to get to that point. We now have 8 coins in the background and nothing else. We've won once with Bumbo the Brave, twice with Bumbo the Nimble, once with Bumbo the Stout, once with Bumbo the Weird, twice with Bumbo the Dead, and we've won once with Bumbo the Lost and gotten over 45 coins. We've also gotten over 45 coins with Bumbo the Weird, which this does open up just this problem now where if the challenge was to beat the game twice with all characters, and that included the victories we got before we unlocked Chapter 4, then we probably have beaten the game twice with all of these characters. If it means beat the basement in Chapter 4 and get the coins, which is probably what it means, then we have still a lot of work to do. In particular, it still is going to be fairly difficult to defeat Bumbo the Lost a second time, but just Bumbo the Brave himself has been the most difficult one. This does open up a possibility to play as Bumbo the Weird for a second victory, so we could do that. By the time this gets a second victory, though, there will be no more reason to play with Bumbo the Weird at all. And so we're kind of quickly running out of reasons to play the game, even though there is like a ton of achievements. Like we just may not have enough of a justification there. And if we unlock something new, actually, let's think about this better. If we just unlock something new with Bumbo the Stout, wouldn't it make more sense to play as Bumbo the Stout when you see something new unlocked for that character? Because that is direct hinting at, or it's leading you by the nose basically to play as that character now that it would be potentially easier. Let's see. Of course, easier is a relative term. Let's see, we would be doing 1 damage with this. You have just like some hope here that you could survive a first couple of turns and not lose your soul heart. If you do lose your soul heart, then it's probably too much and you should just start over again. Yeah. There definitely is something to be said about hitting the R key. Although, yeah, using the actual R key versus exiting and continuing is slightly different. R fully re-rolls, whereas exiting and continuing is just continuing, so you have the same layout of enemies. And in this first room, very possibly the exact same layout of tiles. And yeah, there might be a solution here as far as the layout of tiles that can always guarantee, if not a one-turn kill, a victory of some sort. Does that line up? Does that line up? Getting a whole lot of bones. Okay. And then we'll just get this poop move lined up. I didn't realize I only had like 2 moves there, but that still worked out well for us. Is Bumbo the Stout the one that where the mana resets each turn? Yep. Inherently, if your mana does reset each turn, you're going to have to be careful about that, and you're going to want charged attacks more than mana attacks. Do we have a one-turn match? Doesn't look like it. I think I am a bit of a fan also of the general idea of having a spell that moves things around somewhat. Let's see. Is there anything here we could really break? Yeah, immediately I'm in trouble though. It gets rid of 1. But unless I was to really clear things out and... Yep. Yeah, this of course is not good content to cheat and exit and out and go back in, but this really is probably the way you should play. If you have a chance. Now, there's definitely a possibility in a lot of these fights that you won't have a chance. And so it may very well not matter if you do anything at all. Okay. See, I would have needed 2 moves if I was going to set up a massive teeth thing. Yeah. And so if I had done this once, if I had done that twice, would that have gotten me to a tooth thing? Not close enough. So yeah, I question here whether I can actually win. Like, you're at this starting point, certainly. And there's just not enough poops even on the screen. Notice that the red thorny helmet there character is different now, so that seems like that's randomized. Extra move. Okay. Somehow pulled it off this time with the extra move. Of course, that's going to be incredibly slow. Also, I'm not sure if Bumbo the Stout needs 45 coins or not. Probably, but that also would be just a late game consideration anyways. Can we make a poop this turn? Does that line up? Or does that line up better? So, probably shouldn't even really worry about the little poops, because I think they're kind of slow in their attacks anyways. If I make a poop match here, that lets me essentially whack away here. But that only saves you this one turn. Now I would need either a fairly big teeth attack Alright, so I'm gonna do a teeth attack on this, slow that guy down, and set myself up with a bigger teeth attack here. Meanwhile, set up a bigger teeth attack there. And I don't think there's anything else I can do. So I have like 7 teeth now in the turn. It does mana drain. There goes all my mana. 5 kills that, sure. But in one move, I needed a match. And I got lucky this time. But I am heavily relying on luck and cheating to make any progress here. And getting 1 movement for 1 energy is way better than 1 movement for 4 teeth. Except for the fact that maybe sometimes you would get a bunch of teeth mana, but it resets anyways. So, whatever. Plus, I could reduce the cost of 1 movement down to 0. So, do this. Do this. Do we have a 1 move match? No. So try and do as much protection as possible. We probably need to rely heavily on the whack away as a item too. That's probably good. Okay. Best bet is probably to do this, do this. Oops. That wasn't the best way to play that. And I can't get a teeth move at all. Which I guess just leaves us with that. It doesn't move out of the way because of that one. Okay. So we need to be careful about what we're going to do. We have 2 moves. And I think your best bet is to probably just do poop there. Whack away that guy. That may have been a mistake. Because if I could have done one more whack. Okay. I don't have enough moves to either protect myself or to probably win here. Just doing one hit there is not enough. And doing one hit there So the question is, do I want to risk it or should I just exit and start the fight over again? And I guess the move is just to start the fight over again. None of this is really random. There it says enemies with the veins on their heads have bonus movement. So. If I could turn the 7 yellows here into a full charge yellow, that would be great. But to do that in 2 moves, I think is pretty impossible. I'd have to set up that 7 over the course of multiple turns, and during that whole process I would almost certainly die. With 1 move left, can I do anything else that's really helpful? Spin that around. Spin that. See, now you would want the whackaways multiple times. But you can't use it. if Whack-A-Way stopped him from attacking, that might change some things. But now you have these two enemies. So I would need a green and a poop in this match. I really don't have that as an option. I can do one poop here. I can try and whack away that guy once and then waste this whack away. Then you have no more poops to make. Of course, yes, there is a danger of giving up too early and too easily. But I do definitely have the feeling that I would just like to exit again and try it again. It's possible that you just can't get through this first fight without taking damage. And it's not like it's necessary to get through the entire first 3 chapters a second time without taking damage, or doing it with every specific character. There definitely are some characters where it would be a lot more difficult to avoid taking damage. I do think the challenge here probably is to make a super poop and do it in a reasonable amount of time. Which, relatively speaking, reasonable amount of time, like 2 whole turns, just to get that extra protection to do that. And then that gives me whack-aways. Now the move is to try and get as many of these guys out of the way first. And very possibly this is the strategy that I have yet to really learn about this game, is that sometimes you can take 2 turns and set things up. Noticeably here, I can set this up and then next turn get a whole bunch more energy, which would give me a bunch of movements and let me build another poop. And we don't really have poops here. Let's see. Do this. Do this. Move this here. Go ahead and hit that. I think I've got this. This very possibly will win for us. But I would say the game does not feel like it gives you that opportunity every time to puzzle things out and build you enough protection. Lifesteal, curse tiles don't damage. You know, curse tiles don't damaging. It's probably a little bit better than lifesteal. Particularly since I'm not going to try and roll the challenge here. Spells charge less. What's more important? Move is more in charge. Spells cost less. Bring that down to 2. That leaves us only with 2 coins, so we can't do anything else. Yeah, it would have been kind of crazy to spin and get extra health when we're at full health and have a soul heart. But we are literally just got past the easiest of 4 chapters. It's only going to get more difficult going forward. Now that it is at 0, though, I am in a much better position because every turn getting an extra movement. I will now get an extra movement. Okay. Spin this around and make that match. Three people want to attack. Extra movement, a second turn. And even more movements and charges. Put that down. Another movement. Do this. Do this. And I have 3 moves, so I wouldn't want to spend more moves to try to get a 7 of poop, even though that might be useful. We'll build that one up. And then that means we can whack away at this. And whack away at this. And whack away at this. Leaving the center lane to be eliminated. There we go. And that's the beauty of reducing the cost on that. I don't know if a green would pop a poop or not, but I don't know if I have any other match I can make, so is there an argument to go crazy with big green attacks? Nope. Okay. Smash that. And then smash that and get another poop. We'll put one there just in case this character moves and somehow I don't... Oops. Somehow I manage to not win. Which, yeah, if I hit the wrong button enough. I got 3 coins in that case because... Let's see, attack a row for 6 yellow. Or teeth and... Booger Lane. I'm gonna take Hat Pin, but I'll probably never use it. Let's see. Okay. Make a match there. We'll put that down. And make a match here. 1, 2. Smack that guy. And then smack the guy behind him with a critical. Smack that guy. And that's going to leave exactly 1 person to deal with. We have 1 move. Can we do a 1 move match? Or should we set ourselves up? I mean, yeah, we can do that and get another move. Attack a row. That was a weird way that was animated. But, okay. About the only thing we could do better here is set up for a bigger attack. Okay. What's the best way to do this? We really just want to get 1 energy per move. If I could get hoops in line, that would be not really what you would want to do this turn. Anyways. So we have this whole move set up, so what I'm gonna do is actually just work towards really big poops first. Take that protection. There we go. Ideally, what I would like to see here, and it's weird this game doesn't have this, is fairly different music, very possibly very silent and almost non-existent music per chapter. We've heard this song play too many times now. There's nothing wrong with the song. It is just the Binding of Isaac song, which I've also heard playing Binding of Isaac a ton. Okay. So it's attack a row, so I should try and hit... Should have tried to hit the people to the left or right that would have attacked all 3 of those rows, even though that really wouldn't have helped that much either. Okay. It's not that guy. Am I showing anything here that would potentially make a match if I was to break it? Gonna have a couple people attacking this turn. So if I can't kill at least one of these guys, I'm gonna be in trouble. I can't do like a super tooth move without taking damage. Still trying very hard not to take damage. If I was to move this over this way, I don't think anything would line up. The right move is to move this here, or move this here, or move this here. I think that's the right lineup. There we go. Hit that guy. Should I hit this one potentially? I'm just thinking that maybe I would get more yellows. But even if I did get more yellows, getting 6 is such a high requirement. Yep. Okay. So 1 damage attacking the row there would hit both of those. Okay. And we could do a teeth match here. We can't really do a poop match. So, do that. Now we've got to make matches to kill the one on the right. There's no getting around that. Of course, if I have to make 2 matches just to get that far. Yeah. Okay, we got lucky. Poop match here. Do that. Whack this guy since he's really the only one we can whack. Whack this guy. Whack this guy. That severely reduced the number of people on the floor. Which one of these lines up better? Booger that character. Then poop when we can. Didn't even take the move. Okay, so now we only have to make a match. In one move that should be relatively easy. There we go. If that didn't work, I had several spells. Okay. Make wilds and curses. We already have curses don't hurt you. Or we could become a copy of a spell. Which, becoming a copy of the spells wouldn't be a terrible idea either. And making wilds, well, that improves things. Making curses just complicates things. So I'll make a copy of a spell. Worst case scenario, it makes an extra poop. Pick a spell. There we go. 1 cost movement. I'd have to reduce that movement later to get the best use out of it. Alright, so now we have 4 moves. In 4 moves, can we do this? Yes, we can. No, we can't. Stupid. Really, really stupid there. Just played out of order. Now when you checkpoint here, you're still loading into the boss fight, so it's not like you can go back to the store and possibly get something different. And it became a copy. You pick which spell you copy anyways. So let's re-look at this. There's 4 here. There's no way you could have done that. You would have had to have done this. And then this. And that still wouldn't have really worked. You would have had to have moved a lot of things. If I attack a lane here with 1, does that do 3 damage? Well, yes it does, because this is a 3 wide character. Interesting. We probably should have been setting up for poop protection more than anything else. It would be hard to justify whacking away at the other enemies. He's down to 3. He attacks once, the other 2 are about to attack. Extra move. So we need 4 damage. With 3 moves. Honestly, if I just make a poop, I should be fine. That gives you protection there, and just lets you use the whack away. And I got a critical. So now we're halfway through this, through a lot of cheating, and I'm at the 21 coins. May gain movements. I don't think there's really an argument to have both the white candle and the black candle. Way better to gain movement. Like you really can win. Spells charge less. Get that down to 0. 2 moves per turn. Spells hurt more. Get that up. Spells cost less. Not worth doing. With that, I can gamble. I have room for room for trinkets and room for soul hearts. Plus, just no chance really of getting 45 coins. Yeah, you basically have to have the trapdoor. That's the only way you're going to get 45 coins. Right. Let's put a poop here because these guys take a couple of hits anyways. That being said, I guess if I could get a nice setup. Do this. Do this. Then do this. Then spin it around. Oops. I did not do that correctly. Should I try again? Yeah, these guys only take 1 damage and then they curse you. They're gonna steal a couple moves, which honestly they can only steal so many moves that I couldn't turn around and get it right back. And can I do anything else? I can make that. This maybe lets me destroy some tiles in some way that could potentially line something up, but probably wouldn't. Yep. There's no reason to waste a lot of time here. You are hitting the point now, though, where it starts to make a lot of sense to potentially save your coins, if you could save your coins, because you've kind of hit the maximum as far as you can go. And it's now just a matter of being somewhat lucky. Okay. That, and that. hit the guy with the nerve. And I'm not even sure if this is the guy that resets his mana after specific turns or not. It does seem like you're getting the mana drain each time. Double combo. Which, yeah. Let's hit this guy once and see if that does anything. Hit this guy. Get the damage to go up. Whack away that guy. Whack away that guy. Whack away this guy. Now we have a bunch of protection, but we have to do it through damage. Let's see. So let's do this. Do this. Do this. Gain a move. Didn't realize I was going to do that. And do this. And that very possibly will clear the whole room, even though the toilet paper was hanging up at the top there. Let's do that. That. I'm back to just saying do this, do this, do that, do that. Okay. Move that like that, and that. At some point, it's very possible this isn't going to save you. Pushing people potentially back. And I don't have the needle anymore, so I would be looking for bone matches if anything. But any one match attack is probably better. Hit that guy once. Booger that guy. Let's see. So many energies set up here. If I had even like one move, let's see. There we go. That was a mistake, just on a small part because I hadn't taken the movements, I don't think. And then I recharged them early. Now, do we have enough teeth to do a 7 of teeth? It would be difficult. Guess you would line up that way, that way, that way, that way. We're not trying for full health or soul arts. If anything, this is, I've kind of learned it's not worth chasing after the hearts. Most characters don't really have an opportunity to get a 7 of hearts, even if you're making these 7 combos. Now, perhaps this is because knock back all enemies versus doing more damage. Well, knocking back all enemies instead of hitting just one. It does have a certain appeal to it, so I'll risk that. I'm gonna have to get a poop protection on this guy very quickly. Alright. That one. That one. That one. That one. In the turn. Go for it. Take that. That. Move this over here. Move this down. Move this. Just extra poop charges. I do think I've gotten the moves to the maximum before, and it really hasn't done anything for me. Alright. Now, ideally, in this setup, what I want is a teeth 7. Can I pull that off? Well, interestingly, yep, that is. The reason you want a T7, of course, is because that would give you the most amount of a match damage, since he has 20 health here. Alright. Then you throw that to just miss it because it doesn't work. Then we've got to do a spell for 3 to get him back to this. Then we have like one move left. So we want a 1-turn match that would get me a teeth 7 again. Or can't do a teeth 7 really, so instead let's get rid of this. Then that'll give me a T regular, which is just 1 damage. But then lets me whack again for 3. And that's probably the best we can do, but we could certainly chase the dragon a little bit for energies. Energies are boogers. So we could break more things. Or we could line up things. There's an extra move. So with that extra move, can we now make a match for anything? Your best bet probably would be to try and destroy as many tiles as possible to see if you had that chance. Doesn't seem like I do. So since I don't really have any other chance, I'll just line up that. And there's no point in whacking away, there's no point in knocking back. Next turn, get a couple of more moves. With 4 moves, I could probably waste a lot of time here going for a 7 charge. I don't think it's worth it. I do need a poop though. Either a poop, yeah, it literally is just poops. That's the only thing I can match here. I just have to miss both of those because he'll just attack me otherwise. A big poop would let me attack twice, potentially, for 2 moves. And since that's what we're going for, I should do that. Now I'm at 9 mana with the poops. 5 health. We need another attack, which I guess you spin the bones around. Set that up. There goes all of our mana, but whatever. Another move, another move. We definitely would replace the knockout all enemies with just yet another move. Like it's working so well. And he didn't have any green on him, so he did attack that time. Now we need to gain some poops. I could get a critical in this hit and win. Or, you know, it doesn't matter, you do 3 damage here and then you attack with a puzzle match. But apparently I would need double puzzle matches now. Okay. Match that. Smack that guy out of the way. Seriously, we're gonna go a whole nother turn. Oh well, we're still safe. We've still taken no damage at all. And we actually are in a weird position. While we won't get 45 coins, or not likely to get 45 coins, we are going to potentially have taken no damage whatsoever for the entire run of the game. Now, that's still pretty questionable, though. That final boss fight is pretty intense. Okay. Copy a trinket, or spells change each room. You take modeling clay. That seems to be a new item. That is the item I've seen before. Reduce. Make a poop to 0. 2. Spells hurt more. Take that. Spells cost less. Nope. Can't spin. But bigger poops. That would be kind of the perfect trinket to grab. But no such luck. So now we're in the basement. An hour and 23 minutes into this episode. So, at the moment, copying a random coin trinket would be 50-50, with one of them being kind of useless if it was copied. So, I want to see if maybe I can get another trinket before I make the copy. Do we have a 1-move match? Yeah, we have this. And then let's see, if I brought this down here, then move this here. That didn't work. That would have worked though. No, it wouldn't have. Move this down. Move this over. In the turn. Curse. Curse. Oh, nightmare. So what happens if I knock back enemies? Nothing. Okay. Start to take out some of these enemies. See if we can take out one row at least. Okay. If I get cursed again, though, it's just gonna mess up any build up I've done. Probably should try and kill that guy. That's the only one that's gonna have a chance. And I guess if we stop that guy from attacking, I can build us some time. I want to destroy the curse tiles. I don't think I really can. Double attack there. Hi. So much for the perfect game and cheating for the perfect game. But right now cheating has a lot more to do with just wanting to have that extra soul heart when we get to the final boss fight, because yeah, that final boss fight's not going to be easy. Even with what we have. Okay. 4 moves. I basically need to do a poop. Is there any way I can move things around and even get a fairly big poop? Like, you do that, and that's an extra move, and that's easy. You maybe potentially spin them around? If I was to say do that, and then that, and that, and that, and then just hope that that doesn't get cursed. Yeah, whether or not these things curse you and what tiles they curse might be more random. Although it doesn't seem that random. It seems downright targeted, if I was to say. Okay, we've got enough moves this time to do it. There goes our protection. Hit that guy first. Hit that guy next. Hit that guy next. Now I'm doing 4 damage, which is not quite enough to do 5. But you make a simple match like that, and you kill him. Then slow that guy down. Now we're just straight into, can you make a match somehow this way? Yes, I can. Got a little lucky there. Next move. Not 100% lucky there, but I could get like full charges in this next turn. Just don't think it really matters that much even. Just like do this here. Get another move. Another poop. Another move. Another move. A 4 of poop gives me like 6 poop mana. So you get like 3 whacks on that. I'm for some reason getting more mana, probably because I'm playing as Bumbo to stop. Okay, so we'll take Pink Bow as a trinket. And then now you have 2/3 chance of getting either the battery or the Pink Bow, which may let us gain soul hearts for the next 2-3 rooms before we get to the boss fight. Or we get the battery, which would give us more moves. I would have preferred the battery. We ended up with the battery. Okay. Now, just comes down to in 4 moves. Can we get the super poops lined up? And see, that's why that character just moved forward twice now. I'm finally learning the stats somewhat. I guess you could probably knock back the character too if it mattered. Right, so we whack that, that takes no damage because you have to get it in a damageable state. Interesting. That did not work as well as I would have hoped. I would have thought I would have had a lot more mana to use. Knock that guy back a little bit, I guess. And I guess what I'm trying to probably do is pop any bubbles with the teeth. I could be in real trouble here. Let's see. Just hit this guy. Stop that one from attacking. Can we get a 7 of teeth lined up? In 2 moves? Unlikely. Well, next turn I might be able to pull that off. Do this. Let's go ahead and make another poop just for protection. Take the moves just for protection. 7 of teeth. Clear the room, I imagine. Nope. Actually did not clear the room. I don't... Maybe the teeth doesn't damage floating characters? I don't think that's the case, though. Anyways, well, set up as big of a poop match as I guess we can have. That's probably good enough just to do that. And then we'll whack away. Yeah, I'm still not sure where the pink bow comes about that would give you soul hearts. It feels like this character in particular would be one capable of gaining soul hearts. Let's see if we can push some things back. Well, push the poop back. That was not what I was expecting at all. Yeah, I don't really see a reason why he wouldn't be able to get soul hearts. Let's see. Could do this. Do not that. I am messing up many times here as far as having the, like, just releasing the button too quickly. Oh man, if he had doomed the wrong thing there, that would have really messed up my strategy also. Okay. There goes a guy that mana drained me, which means I should have attacked the other person first. That was stupid. Can we get a one-turn snot attack? Yes. So that would clear up this. Can't do that move. Take another move here. There's enough teeth and enough grays to have a 7 in both. Just kind of need to survive. Let's do this. Move that there. Make protection there. I don't think destroying poops are particularly valuable. In the Binding of Isaac, you get a very low chance of, like, getting something out of poops. The chances sometimes go up based on items or traits you might have. But in this game, you just don't run into as many poops. In particular, there's often in the Binding of Isaac very big rooms and cards that would just fill the room with poop anyways. So you could have 100 poops on the floor, and that certainly, if you have like a 5% chance of getting something out of a poop, that having 100 makes it actually feasible that you would get something. Whereas if there's only going to be maybe 6 or 7 at most poops on a floor, since there's only 9 tiles on the floor anyways, the odds are just too low. It would have to severely increase the odds. There are also items that I think straight up guarantee that you'll get something out of poops, or at least just have a significant chance of getting something out of poops, where it's very possibly even higher than 50%. Right. Let's break that. Do that. Finally now can move on. But yeah, we're not getting soul hearts. We're not really getting coins. So plus 1 movement for the first turn, or attack with curse tiles. I think we'll take attack with curse tiles and replace the pink bill. And we are now at Bygone. We didn't see any tainted versions of the enemies this time either. Would knockback be helpful in this fight? Might be. Okay. I'd like a 7 of poops, I guess, for protection first. Can we do that in the first turn? No. Can we get close? Somewhat, yes. Yeah, without that protection, pretty much all hope is lost. Okay. Just put another poop there. Let's see what knockback does. It pushes one of them back, so there is value in that. Could we get in 3 moves a bunch of teeth? No. And would a 7 of teeth even be worth it, or should I just make a 1 of teeth so that I can hit this out of the way, and then that still smacks that, so I actually need another matching teeth or a bone attack. I am set up nicely though for, if I do that, that moves things kind of in the wrong direction, but yeah, I guess I probably wasn't as set up nicely as I had hoped I would have been. This one, and that one. So we at least know what our next action is going to be. If I could get a 7 of bones on the second part of this fight, that would be very helpful. Heck, we can just do it now, can't we? Depending on how many times this attacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah, 10 or 11 times. There. But assuming that attack is consistent in the amount of times it does it, another 7 of bones would defeat the other enemy fairly quickly. Now, we got just a ton of poop things here, so I have no clue what lines up with this, but if I move that one, that clears up the picture quite a bit. And then if I were to move that one, that clears up the picture. Then I can move that and get the move back. Then I can move that and at least get a combo. Okay. Refill our poop. Take the moves. We're not even getting curse tiles. Okay. If I move, that's one move, 2, 3, 4. I couldn't do a full spin on the greens, and I don't think there really is a reason to do a full spin on the greens. So we'll do that and that. Might as well stop one from attacking. And we'll just get rid of things since we don't know what they are. Including hearts, why not? Number one challenge here is just to clear the path. Nothing else really matters. And yeah, your mana resets, so just a standard poop 4 here to give me enough mana to do that, to then do that. So now we have second phase. Now I would have to swear I have not taken any hit here in this run, with the huge asterisks that I've cheated multiple times, and this is almost certainly not the kind of gameplay you would want to see from a YouTuber or any content creator, is to just cheat, even if it is the most time management thing. Of course, it's worth mentioning that the dark secret out there, particularly amongst mainstream video game journalists, is they are cheating way more than I have. They use a program, very often Cheat Engine and other cheats like that, to manipulate the RAM of the games. They are given special codes and cheats from the game developers themselves. They just have that special access that no other gamer would. And on top of all of that, most mainstream video game journalists don't really even bother to play the games all the way to completion in a lot of cases. So, and they will fully admit it if you listen to them long enough, that is the case. So, at least by being somewhat honest about my cheating here, I'm going about it in a different direction. Still, really, no chance without the trapdoor that you would have 45 coins. And even if I had the trapdoor, I'm not sure I would have had 45 coins at that point. Like, what did I spend all of the money on? I spent it on upgrading my attack to get a victory in the first place, and reducing the cost of the whack-away. And that's reducing the charge. Yeah, I reduced the charge of the poop shield and the movement, and that all synergized very nicely. And yeah, we now have victory. This also comes as kind of a great relief now if we have a victory with no damage, in the sense that if there was an achievement around that, I would unlock it now and know. If there isn't an achievement around it, which I hope there isn't, then we'll see we don't get that.
Now Bumbo can be alone with coin. But Bumbo hears something mean, something.
Let's go ahead and skip this. The hope here is that there would be one more animation where you stop seeing this animation, or you just stop seeing this animation completely once you've unlocked all the items. But the problem with that certainly is there's still just a lot of achievements that aren't unlocking. We're still unlocking quite a bit of items. So for the basement, we've unlocked a new item. I assume that's a new item and not a new enemy. I don't even know what that is. I don't think there's an item like that in the Binding of Isaac that I've ever seen. We've also unlocked a new ability. There are these horoscope signs in the Binding of Isaac. I wasn't really expecting them to show up here in the same way that pills haven't shown up here. By just removing pills from this game, you also eliminate the drug use warning that the ESRB would have put on this game. So yeah, they can conveniently ignore that. And because of the fact that the pills have positive effects a lot of times in the Binding of Isaac, that potentially makes them unsellable, makes the game unsellable in Australia in particular, which has very conservative censorship for laws. I guess this is an interesting art style in that they are drawing the characters and then filling in the colors differently to get two different frames. But then sometimes they will draw two different versions of the character where their arms or legs are moving a little bit differently. That's kind of interesting because that's probably pretty easy to do. This is not by any means really that hard of an animation. Although arguably, do you really need to have fancy animations on your credits? I would by far be happier with the game being a little bit more optimized in its visual glitches and soft locking ones. Although I haven't seen that in a while. We don't get a ton of backstory on Bumbo. So the title of this, called The Legend of Bumbo, is kind of a misnomer, but I assume this is it's an inspired reference to The Legend of Zelda, but then in The Legend of Zelda there isn't a match 4 game. There might be a match 4 game in some mini game in one of the Zelda games, but I don't know of one. So yeah, we now have 5 coins in the background and the trapdoor in the frowny face. We have now won twice with Bumbo the Nimble, twice with Bumbo the Stout, once with Bumbo the Weird, twice with Bumbo the Dead, once with Bumbo the Lost. We did not unlock anything for not taking any damage, but even though this has been a 2-hour episode, that level of cheating kept me in that one run instead of having to potentially start all the way at the beginning again. Unlike the Binding of Isaac, there's just not enough items. Even though we are unlocking items, there's still not enough variety in items to justify starting over again completely. Once you get that first item, if it's a good item, you should stick with that run, more than likely. And so this does leave me in a interesting position where, yeah, I could play Bumbo the Weird, I could play Bumbo the Lost. I don't probably want to play Bumbo the Lost, or I can play Bumbo the Brave for that second victory. But the priority now definitely wouldn't be to get 45 coins. If you can do both, by all means do both. I unlocked a couple more items, but I'm not even sure where those items unlocked or if they were for a specific character. I'm mostly still having trouble with Bumbo the Brave, so I think I will play with Bumbo the Brave off screen until we're close to a victory. On top of that, Bumbo the Brave is the most default character anyways. If I get bored with that, I would play with Bumbo the Weird. I think I would leave the Lost off. Although, in all fairness, since we've unlocked the Lost latest, I should probably make a couple more episodes just showing a full run of the Lost instead of playing that off screen. So yeah, the higher priority would be to get a second victory with Bumbo the Brave. Or at least Bumbo the Weird. he would be a second priority. We are making a lot more progress, certainly. That being said, there is still a ton of achievements, and if we unlock the empty, I'm not really sure how much I want to play as the empty. Like, if the Lost has Holy Mantle so you can take 1 hit per room, I imagine the empty literally just has half a soul heart and you can't take any hit at all. And then if you face the daunting task of winning the game once, then twice with the empty, not taking any hits, then playing it potentially multiple more times to get 45 coins, that just seems a little unreasonable. Particularly once we've unlocked the empty, I don't know if there is a value in playing any further anyways, unless there was some other thing that unlocks, and it just doesn't seem like that's the case. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and give me a game off my wish list. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.